back to another episode of the Play Action Podcast presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm TJ Haws, joined today by one of my favorite co-hosts, one of my top 3 favorite co-hosts I think I've ever had on this podcast, and that's Tyler Houston. How are you doing? How are you doing today, Tyler?
I don't know how I should answer this because there's only been 3 hosts.
You are top 3. I can tell you that much.
I don't know if that's supposed to be an insult
No, you are top 3. Top 3 is a good thing, right?
Because I'm only one of the 3.
No, you're still top 3, and that's all that matters, all right? Well, you're here, obviously, to talk with me about Week 7. Week 7 of the NFL season starts very soon, obviously, and we need some good games. We need some games to make up for last week. Last week was just – there was a bunch of upsets, which was nice, but a bunch of lower-scoring games. You know, not much from a fan perspective, watching the games just was not that fun. So, you know, you and me are here to hopefully spice things up with these games that we picked out. I think we got some good ones. So, you know, let's just jump right in here. We got Thursday Night Football. I think this is a game that has potential to be very good. We got the Saints at the Cardinals. What are your thoughts? What do you got for this game?
Cardinals winning 29-20.
Wow, you jumped into that right away. Okay.
I got to go right into it, buddy.
Now, I think these teams are 2 of the most underperforming teams in the league right now, just based off their standards. Arizona they were missing DeAndre Hopkins, and now he's finally back for this week. Very interested to see the Hopkins versus Lattimore matchup. I think that's going to be the headline of this week. It's going to be a great battle between those two, you know, both top 10 at their positions. But I'm gonna give it to the Cardinals as well. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say 24-20 to Arizona. I just think the quarterback situation in New Orleans that's their big issue right now.
Very
quarterback situation is not
uncertain.
Not good for them. I mean, you got Jameis Winston, who
might come back.
Even if he does, he has been playing very poorly this year, which sucks because he looked great last year. You got Andy Dalton, who has also not looked good. I don't even know who else would be throwing the ball for him at that point. I was thinking Ian Book, but he's with Philly. He's with Philly now, so I don't even know who they have anymore.
Probably some undrafted rookie or something like that. Bring Ben DiNucci. Kidding. But it probably really is some undrafted free agent or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, this game again when you got 2 teams that are really close, even if they're not so good teams, that's usually when you've got the better matchups. And these 2 teams are very, I think, evenly ranked as of right now. I like the future of both teams, but I don't know. I don't know how this game.
I think the main reason why people are going to watch this game is because Hopkins is coming back. I think without Hopkins coming back, I don't think this is going to be a terrible Thursday night game. I just don't think it's going to bring that many viewership in. I think everyone's paying attention for Hopkins' return. How much is he going to be used? I think actually this offense in general. James Conner's banged up. You got Hopkins back. You just traded for Robbie Anderson.
That's true. You got a lot of new pieces. This receiving core is going to look a lot different than it has the rest of the season because, with those 2 coming in, and then Hollywood Brown is now out for, I believe, 6 weeks with a broken foot.
Oh, I thought he was out for the season.
No, there was.
Did he get a second opinion?
Second opinion. I don't think he's out. He's not out all year. I don't know how long. I think it's 6 to 10 weeks. I'd like to say. I don't think it's that long. I think it's 6 weeks. And he should be at least reevaluated to come back. So hopefully he can towards the end of the year so, you know, Arizona can push into the playoffs potentially. But Cardinals are on an 8-game losing streak at home right now. That goes back into last season as well. And obviously you picked them to win. I picked them to win. This should hopefully snap that streak.
Hopefully.
And I think this has potential to be a good game just because, again, an evenly matched game. Full of injuries, though. So,
especially for the Saints' offense is banged up. Your Landry is banged up. Thomas is banged up. Winston's banged up. I'm just saying that if they all play. I think if Thomas or Landry both play, they're probably both going to be on a snap count. Winston, if he plays, he's just going to play the whole entire time until the coach decides not to play him. But usually as a quarterback, if you're banged up, you're going to play throughout the whole game unless you're doing bad or you got hurt again.
Don't forget Chris Olave, too. He is
back from concussion.
Yep, he's going to be back. This man's on pace for Offensive Rookie of the Year numbers. He won the first NFC Offensive Player of the Month. Offensive Rookie of the Month. Not Offensive Player. But he's He's on a tear. I think he'll be really good against the probably like subpar Cardinals secondary.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to come down. I'm just really curious to see how well D-Hop plays. I mean, this dude is ultra talented. Of course, he's been dominating this entire decade ever since he's gotten drafted. So I'm really hoping that we could see a good, that connection back with him and Kyler. But yeah, you and me both got Arizona winning this game. So with that, we're going to move on to Sunday. What do you know what? We're going to just, who do you got here?
I got it's Bengals versus Falcons. I got Bengals 34-17.
Interesting. That's a lot closer than I would have expected. But you know what I'm going to do?
Right when you sat there and looked at me for that second.
I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 27-24 Atlanta. I don't know, man. This Atlanta team is better than we expected.
No, yeah, that's for sure.
Both teams are 3-3. Cincinnati is. I don't know how to feel about Cincinnati right now.
I would say they're on a hot streak because didn't they lose their first 3 games of this season, or was it 2?
I think it was 2. I think they beat because they beat the Jets week 3.
I think who was their third loss to then?
I don't remember. I just know they beat New Orleans by only 4 last week.
That is true.
But neither of these teams are all that great. Both are 3-3. Falcons are the 6th seed in the playoffs right now, so we got a potential playoff team as of now at least. And I don't know, man. I like this offense. I think Arthur Smith is a very talented offensive-minded coach. He was a great offensive coordinator for Tennessee the past couple years, and I think he's doing that same type of thing here. Drake London's been looking good. Kyle Pitts got more involved last week than he has the rest of the season. Mariota looks like an actual decent quarterback.
I expected Desmond Ridder to be in by now. By the start, at the beginning of the year. That's what my projection was.
I would have said, by about, maybe mine would have been towards more like week 8, week 9, maybe week 10 you'd be in. But no, Mariota is winning them some games. Obviously, they're not winning everything, but they're at least keeping it close in the games that they lose. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of this team.
Yeah, you need to get London and Pitts more involved, especially on the offense.
Should they get involved on the defense too? Is that why you specified offense there?
Oh my god, I hate you sometimes. I hate you so much.
What were you saying?
Yeah, no, let's get them involved in special teams. Let's make one the punter, let's make the other the kicker.
I like that idea. See, I like the way you're thinking now. Thank you.
Pitts last game, I'm pretty sure he had 3 catches, 19 yards and touchdown. You need to get him more involved, especially. I understand London, he's your receiver 1, and you're going to have him go up against cornerback number 1s for other teams. He's a rookie, so he's going to build off the games that he has. Like, the beginning of the year, he was having a great start. Now, he's kind of slowing down, but he's going up against tougher corners. Mm-hmm. Pitts, though, you have this amazing talent out of him, but you're just not using him enough, it looks like.
It's a similar situation to what people are complaining about in San Francisco with George Kittle, just being used as like a decoy, it feels like, and that's kind of the way they're using Pitts. Which doesn't make sense. You drafted a tight end 4th overall, and he is by far the best weapon on this team, and you just aren't using him well enough.
And he's not like the best run blocker either. So it's not like you're just using him. You're not just having him out there just to block the whole time.
No, that's been his only issue coming out of college, at least for me when I was looking at him. But I don't know, man. I think. This game might be a higher scoring than I am anticipating, considering Casey Hayward's on IR now. Which he was balling. This dude was
secondary just banged up, or at least I'm thinking of it. Never mind, thinking of a different team.
No, you're still right. AJ Terrell and Isaiah Oliver, they're 2 starting corners, and I just came back to practice today, so they're not as banged up now as they were maybe a couple of days ago. But again, with Casey Hayward on IR, he was great for Vegas last year, and he was off to a pretty good start this year. So he's out for the next 4 weeks at least. But I don't know, man. It's one of those gut feelings that Atlanta pulls off the upset here, even with the I don't want to say major injuries, but a pretty significant one, especially against the receiving core like that.
Yeah, for the Bengals, I'll specify more why I have them winning. Here's a little stat. Falcons have 1 sack in their last 3 games. And if you're going up against a Bengals offensive line that is somehow playing worse than last year.
2 sacks.
They have 2?
Yeah.
I think there's 1 in the last 3
No,
games.
2 sacks. I'm counting the Grady Jarrett sack.
Oh,
I'm counting that.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, fine. 2.
Don't put air quotes. You know that was a sack. You know that was
No,
a
yeah, I know it's a stat.
Statistically,
sack.
fine. Statistically, it says 1, but I'm saying 2. I don't care.
Okay, fine. We'll say 2.
Quit putting air quotes. Whatever. Fine. Continue your point. Dude.
This offensive line is playing worse than last year's offensive line, and if the Falcons can't put pressure on Burrow, I don't see how the Falcons stand a chance. No, I'm sorry, defensive wise at least, because their offense has played well this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. I think this game is going to be a closer one.
Again. I feel like this is a trap game for the Bengals.
Yes, that's exactly why I took Atlanta. It's just it feels because like Atlanta.
The Bengals should be the heavily favored going into this game, but at the same time too, I understand why you think the Falcons could win, and I'm not going to completely disagree with that because they just beat the 49ers last year, who I don't think are a terrible team. Are they great? No. Their defense has been banged up, especially.
Beat them by 2 scores though.
Yeah,
it's still impressive.
So I don't see I don't see how the Falcons can't win this game, but I just think the Bengals offense will overpower the current defense, and then Bengals defense will just hold their own.
No, I get it. I mean, this Bengals defense is also very good, but I mean, you got Bengals for a good reason. I get why you have them winning, but I'm taking the upset this week. I almost took an upset last week with the Giants over the Ravens. I was close to doing it and didn't, and I regret it. So I'm gonna jump on it now, and I'm gonna take Atlanta over Cincinnati. It feels like that same type of game to me. But all right, now with those 2 games out of the way, let's get into 3:30, the 3:30 slot window. This window of game is kind of bad.
To be honest, like the Sunday games, so not Sunday night, but like the early games on Sunday, on paper don't seem like they're the best games.
Yeah, so we did kind of struggle to pick which one of these 4 games to talk about. So we went with the one that's going to be on national television.
Here's the thing. We did want to go with the Jets. Only reason why we didn't is because of the Broncos.
I'm done with the Broncos. We are not talking about them for a few more weeks probably.
Until they can put up 40 points a game.
Until they can put up at least 20 points a game. They haven't even done that this year. So we went with the game that's going to be on national television, and that's the Chiefs versus 49ers. I still think this could be a good game. Don't get me wrong, but I can't. I just took an upset. I'm not taking San Francisco.
I think that defense is too banged up to even do that.
I'm gonna go 31-17 Chiefs. I think it's gonna be a decent win for them, like a decently margin of win. So
yeah, I get the Chiefs winning this game. I don't think that's much of a question. 27-21. Closer game, but Chiefs last game against the Bills. You played the best, or I think the second best football team in the league, and you only allowed 24 points to them. And they were pretty healthy. I don't think they had any big injuries on that offense, unless someone got hurt in the game. But still, even without that, you held the Bills to 24 points. You lost that game 24-20. I don't see how you don't rack up points on the 49ers and lower the expectations point-wise for them.
No, I agree. I think I like to talk about, this offense is talked about for the Chiefs a lot, right? That's their, that's what the team's known for. But this defense has been very good. Chris Jones is, I would genuinely consider as one of the defensive player of the year candidates. This dude may not show up on the stat sheet nearly as much as he should, but he is constantly causing pressures and, stuffing the rushing lanes up the middle for any team he's playing against. I don't know, dude. I love where this team is. It's the Chiefs, so it's like
it's a younger team. Defense. It's a younger defense, especially.
Yeah, I think this game could be a more defensive heavy game. With that, or at least for the Chiefs specifically. Again, you are right with the 49ers being banged up a bit. Both their safeties and Talanoa Hufanga, Jimmy Ward are questionable right now.
Bosa, is he still questionable or is he out?
I believe he's questionable. I think Eric Armstead's questionable too. You got Travarius Ward is questionable. You lost Emmanuel Mosley for the year a couple weeks ago, which was a big loss. These 2 corners are playing great this year, and now you lost one of them. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Dude, it's tough. I don't want to root against San Francisco because I thought they were going to be such a good team this year. But I
think that kind of your expectations got shot down, especially now with Lance getting hurt and being out for the year. I think that's a big part of it. 49ers, I think a lot of people would like to say have them win. I think just with how banged up this defense is, I don't see how the Chiefs just rack up points on them. And that 49ers offense isn't going to be able to keep up with the Chiefs offense.
I was going to say, I think that's where San Francisco needs to win, is they need to just get guys open. Shanahan needs to put together a good game plan, a good enough game plan to where they can create separation based off their route concepts rather than, like, because these guys won't always win one-on-one matchups. You know, I mean, you used Brandon Ayuk a lot last week. He scored both the touchdowns against Atlanta. And it looks like he's finally kind of entering that breakout mode, I guess, if you want to say. Because, you know, we all knew Garoppolo's favorite target was Ayuk. That's been known. So we've been you especially have been saying that for weeks now.
Week 1, I said he's going to lead the team in receiving yards.
I mean, and I still don't think that's a bad take. I still think that can happen. But, yeah, I think it all comes down to coaching for the 49ers right now. You know, banged up defense, offense that probably won't keep up, like you said.
Get a run game going.
I mean, that's where the 49ers have always specialized in, is keeping a great run game and having a good pass to complement it.
And you couldn't get a run game going against the Falcons.
I mean, it's tough because these running backs aren't that good.
No, yeah,
Jeff Wilson put up 0.5 fantasy points.
Literally. 7 carries, 25 yards.
He's not good.
A catch for like 2 yards or something.
Tevin Coleman's kind of washed. Let's be honest here. Tyrion Davis-Price, third-round rookie out of LSU, has not done much. Obviously, Elijah
At
Mitchell.
this point, just get him involved. Wait for use him as much as you can until Mitchell comes back. See what you got out of him.
You have to rotate the running backs. Third-round running backs are very common for him. I mean, they had Trey Sermon. I mean, obviously he's gone now, but they drafted him in the third round the year before. So it really comes down to just kind of the scheme and Shanahan finding ways to get these guys open. But this has potential to be a good game, assuming most of these defensive players for San Francisco comes back. But I think the Chiefs can come off a loss and pretty
easily, and I think single-handedly kick the 49ers' butts in this game.
Pretty much. They're just a better team right now. So you and me both got Kansas City winning here. Now let's move on to Sunday Night Football, baby. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Miami Dolphins. Boy, am I excited for this game, and I'm being completely honest. I am so stoked. I think this could be a really good game. You know, I think both starting quarterbacks are going to be back this week. I believe Tua should be coming back.
Tua should be. He's McDaniel said he's already back.
And it sounds like Pickett's going to play as well. And if not, we got Mitch. So, isn't that...
Did Pickett actually get like in concussion, or was he just in protocol?
No, he was in concussion protocol, but I believe he's coming back. So... I'm really...
Wouldn't mind to see one more primetime game in Money Mitch.
I would be upset because I need Pickett playing.
I know you need Pickett, but I wouldn't mind seeing Mitch play one more time. Pickett was a big part of the win against the Bucs, but also Trubisky did end the game off.
Okay, it's not like he's the reason we won, dude. I hate that people are going to say that.
I'm not going to know that. I said there's a reason why I said Pickett, because I knew you were going to say that.
But you know it's true. It's not like I'm lying.
I'm not saying I'm lying. I'm just saying I had to make sure I mentioned the Pickett part because you were going to think that I was going to think Mitch was the reason why you guys won. Yes, did he lead the game-winning drive? Yeah. But at the same time, too, was he out there all 3 quarters? No.
No, but if Pickett comes back, I say we win 58-0. And if Mitch comes back, I'm going to say 57-0. So... I don't know.
What's your actual score?
No, dude. Okay, this game is going to be very close, and you know, here at the Play Action Podcast, we're unbiased, you know, and that's a fact, right? Would you say so?
I would say so.
I'm going to predict 24-14 Dolphins. Okay. I'm gonna preface this by saying if a lot of the secondary players we had out last week come back, we win this game. But I think the combination of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are going to be too much for our backups to handle. The fact that we handled like Mike Evans and stuff is crazy to me last week. I just don't see that happening again. I just really don't.
It's possible, to be honest. Will it happen? Probably not, especially with Tua coming back, having such a connection with Waddle. Hill being the deep threat for Tua, even though Tua pretty much underthrows every ball he throws at Hill, but who cares about that?
Facts.
But my score prediction is I actually think this is going to be a higher scoring game, 31-20. Dolphins, sorry. I had it. And to be honest, though, when you said we're a non-biased podcast, I so thought you were going to say the Steelers would win this game just to screw with me.
No, I like to be honest. So I don't know. I think it's just Pittsburgh's dealing with injuries in the secondary, and Dolphins have the best receiving duo in the league right now. It's really hard for me to pick against Miami in this game. Is they're just set up to win. But this defense is also very good for him too. So like I'm gonna give him credit where credit's due. Melvin Ingram looked great. This is like Melvin Ingram's quote unquote revenge game against Pittsburgh because he like hated being in Pittsburgh, I guess, which I don't know why.
Was he there the whole year last year?
No, we traded him at the deadline to Kansas City, and then he left there and went to Miami, and has played really good. So he'll probably have a good game against us. But if guys like Minka and Cam Sutton, Kevin Witherspoon, all of them come back, or at least Minka comes back, I think we can definitely win this game. And I'm just hoping our offense does well, dude. I need a game or an entire game where 4 quarters of football we have good play calls and get people involved.
Same with Najee.
Najee's getting out carried by Jalen Warren on third downs, dude.
Trade deadline, Najee?
Shut up. No,
that would not happen.
You know what? I like that transition because this is going to be Chase Claypool's big game. He's on the trade deadline. They're going to try to get him involved. Or no, they're not. Sorry, he's on the trade block to get traded at the deadline, which I believe is in 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah,
yesterday being Tuesday. Sorry, 2 weeks from Tuesday is going to be the trade deadline. So I could see them really trying to get Claypool involved. Look, he had a big game last week. If he has a couple more big games, that either determines if we trade him at all, or if we don't, his value goes up because of recency bias, I guess. Yeah. So I'm really hoping he has a big game. Obviously, I want Pickens to go off as well, but it's just the way this team is at this very moment. I just don't see how we could beat this Miami team.
Yeah, it's a younger offense. Dolphins have been a well-rounded team with good quarterback play, let me say. Because you've been going back with Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater, Tua. Yes, all week of injuries. You just need Tua to come back and just have at least an average game. You could beat the Steelers with Tua having an average game. I don't think the Dolphins need to worry for the rest of the year.
Exactly. I think this could be close. Again, this will be close if the secondary is healthy, but you and me both got Miami winning by pretty decent margins here. And with that, we just talked about my team. We're going to talk about your team here. And most people's teams, I guess, that is probably listening to this. You know, we got Monday Night Football, third primetime game for the Bears this year.
And we have been embarrassed both times. Actually, I'm going to say more like Thursday because the first time we played, we kind of were expected to lose to the Packers. This past Thursday, oh my god,
you just got bullied. Sorry.
We literally got bullied by the Commanders.
How awesome is that, dude?
Here's the thing. Our defense allows 12 points. So you think you're going to win a game. No. But, to go into this game against New England, yeah, TV's right. We're not biased here. The Bears are going to lose this game. I don't think it would be by a lot, but I think the Patriots should win this game easily. Score will be 28-17.
2017?
28-17.
Oh, 28-17. Okay, I was going to say that's a low-scoring game, but no, I got kind of a similar score here. I'm going to go probably like 27-17, I think.
So 1 point less, so we don't have the same score prediction?
Yeah, I got you.
Just like we had two last week?
Yeah.
Or, sorry, 2 weeks ago, I mean.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just trying to copy you because you're a genius. So
yeah.
This game, I don't even know how to feel about this game, dude. This game, I just feel like it's going to be a sloppy game.
I just want the offense to score more than 7 points.
I just want Bailey Zappi to play.
Yeah, and that's actually going into this game. That's the big what if Zappi or Jones is going to play. There's not much being said about Jones. It's Bill Belichick, so we probably won't find anything out till Monday morning.
Yeah.
But
I got a few points I want to mention for this game. Now that I think about it, one, if New England wins, Bill Belichick becomes the second most winningest coach in NFL history. I can't remember who he's tied with, but he's tied for second right now. Winning this game puts him up above everyone else except for Don Shula, who will have 20 less wins then. So what was I gonna say? So I think it's just Monday Night Football, right? Prime time. Belichick gets it, makes sense. And another thing I want to mention is this game feels like it's full of players that are going to get traded at the deadline. There's been reports of both Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne, 2 receivers for New England. that are likely to get traded at the deadline. At least one of the two. Both are drawing interest.
Bears, I would say, would be possibly Montgomery and Smith. It just matters where they are. Because I know Roquan, they were trying to get a contract to be with him before the start of the year. Nothing happened. Monty, they said they weren't really sure. They just wanted to see how the year played out. So I think both teams have several guys who can get traded. It just matters. I think it will come down to who wins this game. I think the Patriots win this game. If anything, they'll be buyers, not sellers.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose this game, they will be sellers. I think either way, even if the Bears win this game, you still need to be buyer for a receiver, seller for everything else.
This game, no, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned those two guys because that's the biggest name that's been talked about is Robert Quinn, who's been put on.
I didn't even think of that for some reason.
He has not had a great year, so they might go to trade him sooner rather than later. Big contract. It's kind of a situation where if a team needs an edge rusher, they'll pay a little more. I'm thinking like a 4th-round pick at most.
How did Von? I'm not trying to compare like a possible trade with Von Miller, but how was Von Miller possibly playing before he got traded last year?
He wasn't.
Yeah, I know he got traded for a 2nd and a 3rd. I don't think
he was having a pretty good year.
Okay.
Nothing like crazy big Von Miller season, but it was like he's playing
like
pretty well.
5 sacks by the trade deadline.
I
feel like
can't lie to you. I couldn't give you stats exactly, but he was having a solid year. So it's not like the package was terrible. But I'm thinking that a lot of these players are going to be gone. I think Quinn could be gone. I don't think Smith is gone. I don't think they'll trade him.
I hope not.
I think Robert Quinn's gone. I think
Monty, I want to say it's 50-50 to be honest, because I say it's 50-50 because he's going into a contract. If he doesn't get a contract, he'll be in free agency. And I feel like if you don't think you're going to bring it back, just try and get some pick for him. Send him to a team like the Bills who need a star running back and try and push him for a Super Bowl. Just send him to the Bills for like something at least because we could survive at Herbert for this year and then figure out what we'll do with running back next year. Maybe it will be Herbert's as our starter next year, but you'll have to make a decision here with Montgomery. If you're not bringing it back, just trade him now.
I was going to say Eberflus said that there is no starting running back anymore. They use both, and once one gets really hot, when one gets hot, they keep him in. If they cool down, the other comes in. That's pretty much what they're doing now. So if, let's say Montgomery gets the first carry and gets like 8-10 yards, and they'll keep him in until he starts cooling down, and then they'll take him out and put in Herbert. So it's a back and forth. Obviously, they'll rotate more than just that. It's not like, if Montgomery's playing good the entire game, Herbert won't play at all. It's nothing like that.
I somehow missed that. When did that happen? Because I think
recently.
I think that's funny because there's Herbert ran like a 50-some yard, had a 50 yards run, and then it didn't look like he was barely involved.
Well, he was probably gassed. Let's be honest here. So.
Well, no, I understand immediately after play, that's fine, but it was really he really wasn't used that much after. That's what I mean.
No, that was after the last game.
Oh, okay.
This is a new thing that I've heard. So I don't know. I'm really interested to see how these teams work.
I think both teams could.
Hold on. News for the Saints Cardinals game. Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and Marshawn Lattimore all ruled out. So Arizona is I think is more likely to win now because I obviously we had said Marshawn versus D-Hop was going to be a big matchup. That is not happening anymore. 2 receivers are out for him. Marshawn Lattimore's out. This is going to be. This might be a bigger win for Arizona than we expected because I think that's big. That's big because I really thought I was like Marshawn versus D-Hop. That's going to be the battle, and now it's D-Hop versus Paulson Adebo who looked really bad last week.
Yeah. Okay. What was your score prediction for that game again? I had 29-20. Can I just bump it to 49?
Okay. Shut up, dude.
All right. If the Cardinals lose this game, they're gonna start panicking, and everyone's gonna want Kingsbury to be fired.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have been fired the second he got hired, but that might just be me. But no, okay.
Yeah, let's finish our thoughts with the Bears game.
It's all on you now. I've got my thoughts down.
Run game. So as we were mentioning with Monty and Herbert, Patriots have Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson has clearly broken out as a RB1 there. I understand Harris has been hurt.
Don't care anymore. I love Damian Harris, but it's Ramondre Stevenson season.
Oh yeah,
by
for
far.
Sure. He's proven that he can keep that role. Maybe when Harris comes back, maybe he'll be the goal line back again. But then fantasy owners will be pissed because Stevenson won't be scoring touchdowns. But Stevenson should be the running back one no matter what happens if Harris comes back. When Harris comes back. Bears, Fields,
play good. Just play good.
I need him to just show
win or loss, play good.
I last week I went on a rant about this with some of my friends.
I know.
I'm a firm believer of Fields, but the one issue with him is he makes the easy plays so hard, but then the hard plays so easy. He needs to it's just so frustrating watching him play because last week against Commanders, he had a wide open Ryan Griffin touchdown. It was a beautiful play call. Overthrows the guy. So you just need consistent play out of Fields.
He's not good. It's because he's not as good as Kenny Pickett. So
I really wish we could have a Pickett versus Fields match this year, but that's
Fields would be better. I know.
But I'd hope so. But yeah, I think the Patriots win this game very easily. I just want the Bears to make this closer if can.
This game just feels like, I mean, it's national television, two teams that seem like they're going to sell a few players at the deadline. So it's kind of just like, who's going to play good enough to get sold is what it feels like. So, yeah, you and me both got New England here. You got any final thoughts? That's going to do it.
Let's just hope these games are much better than last week's.
I think they will. D-Hop, big week coming up. I think he's going to go. D-Hop's going off tomorrow. And Robbie Anderson. Both of them.
I don't think so, just because I don't think he's going to play as much because he's new to the team. He'll probably play at most 50% of the snaps.
He'll play a ton, I promise.
We'll see. Hey, if he plays a ton, cool. I'll be down to watch that, but I don't think he's going to be used as much as people are hoping.
Okay, my only hope is that Khalil Herbert plays a lot because I got him starting in fantasy this week. I just picked him up in our league.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought you were stupid for that. Can't wait for him to put up 2 points.
Stupid for me picking him up?
Starting.
I dropped Phillip Lindsay for him, dude.
Sorry, I'm not starting him.
Whatever. Okay, well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Play Action Podcast presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm TJ Haws. He is Tyler Houston. We'll see you in the next one.